Hello and welcome to your video training for the introductory training sessions for Expert Agent, and on this video we are looking at personalizing your Expert Agent. The introductory training program runs live every week. It runs on 10 a.m. at Tuesday, and then 12 p.m. on Tuesday, 10 a.m. Wednesday, and then 12 p.m. Wednesday. So it is a 4-module session, and there are also 4 videos available on our YouTube channel as well. Personalizing your Expert Agent, what we're going to be looking at on this video is logging into Expert Agent, then personalizing your homepage, personalizing your staff profile, personalizing your dashboard, personalizing your grid, and finishing up with getting it technical support. First thing we need to think about on this video is getting yourselves logged into the Expert Agent training account. Now, when you do these sessions live with a live trainer, you will be doing some practicals, and if you wish to do the practicals alongside with this video, pausing where necessary, then please feel free to do that. However, you will need to be into the training account for this. The training account is there for you to practice in without upsetting your own live data. So it is a really good idea, even if you are just doing the videos, to get yourself into the training account so that you aren't upsetting your own live data. So the easiest way to get yourself logged into the Expert Agent training account is to press the Windows key on your keyboard. This opens up your Start menu, and from the Start menu you select Google Chrome. Now, if you don't have Google Chrome, the best browser to use is Firefox after that, and then at a push, Internet Explorer and Safari. Where possible though, please always use Chrome. Expert Agent was designed on Chrome. It runs the best on Chrome. There is a download link on our login page for Chrome, or just go through Google and type in Chrome, and that will give you the option to download it. So where possible, always use Chrome. So open up Chrome and type directly into the address bar at the top www.expertagent.co.uk. At the top of the page then you'll get the pink login button, and if you click on that one you get the option to log in to Expert Agent. Make sure you use the login details that your boss or your super user will have provided for you, and we cannot give your usernames or passwords out over the phone. You can log a support ticket, or somebody can log a support ticket on your behalf to get your password, but we can only send your password out to the email address we have on file for you. So use your username and password there and get yourself logged into the system. And to get into the training account, hover over Tools in the top menu and select from the drop down there My Profile. On My Profile, you need to make sure that every screen down at the every field down the left hand side is filled in, and then press the Add Me to Training button. That will move you into the training account, and you'll see at the top there you have Expert Agent Training. So what we're going to do first of all is logging into Expert Agent, so using your logins and some housekeeping rules. Now, you've seen on the slides how to get logged in. I'm now going to show you on this video just how I would get myself logged in. So from my other screen here, I'm going to open up Chrome and type directly into the address bar www.expertagent.co.uk and press return. Then go to the pink login button up at the top and type in my username and my password and press the login button. Another thing I'm going to do is press the F11 key on my keyboard. It gives me full screen, gives a little bit more space, and looks a little bit more professional if you've got somebody sharing your screen as well. So now you've seen getting logged into Expert Agent, let's have a think about some housekeeping rules for using your logins and some do's and don'ts. Do keep your login safe and don't let others use it. There is absolutely no need to let other people use your login details. They are your own login details, and anything you do within the system gets recorded against your name. And if somebody is using your login details and potentially making any mistakes, those mistakes are going to go against your name. So be aware of that and don't let other people use your login details. Your boss controls your login details, and Expert Agent support team cannot give your passwords out over the phone, as I've already explained. They can send you a password reminder, but they can only send that to the email address we have on file for you. This is not to be difficult, this is just to make sure that we are actually sending it to the correct person, because there is no way of verifying who we are actually speaking to on the phone. Do be aware that letting Chrome save your password could pose an extra security risk. I know it's tempting, but please make sure that you always click no when Chrome prompts you to save the password and you type your password in any time. Another reason for this is also, again, that somebody could jump onto your computer and use your login if you are letting your computer save your password. If you are trying to get logged into the system and you have logged your password in or your username in wrong 3 times, it will log you out for 5 minutes. This, again, is just another security measure to make sure that nobody is trying to spam the system and get in using your logins. So make sure that you go away, have a cup of tea, come back, and everything should be working for you. With that in mind though, passwords are case sensitive, so make sure that your caps lock is off if you need it off or on if you need it on. When you have finished using Expert Agent, make sure that you save and log out correctly. And the reason for this is that Expert Agent will end your session if it's idle for 60 minutes. Another reason for this is also because of the concurrent logins. Now, if you've got 6 people in your office, you don't need to have 6 concurrent logins, meaning that 6 people can get logged into Expert Agent. You may only have 3. Now, what we like to call in the training department here is the sofa analogy. If you've got a 6 people in your family, you only need a 3-person sofa, meaning only 3 people can sit on it at once. If you aren't saving and logging out when you leave your computer or you leave the office, you are essentially taking that sofa cushion with you. So don't be selfish, make sure that you save and log out properly, and so somebody else can sit on that sofa as well. There may be some alerts that pop up on your screen from time to time. They pop up on the top right-hand corner of your screen. It is really important that you do check these. And these alerts are yellow, red, or flashing. Yellow is a medium, red is a high, and flashing is a critical priority. These are what the alerts actually look like. So if you see those, please do click on them, read the alerts, and make sure that you then clear them and you can get on with the rest of your day. It doesn't mean that your system is about to blow up on you or die. It's just some alerts that we need to get across to you quite urgently. So make sure you read those. So moving on to the next section of personalizing your homepage, we're going to think about understanding your homepage, personalizing it, and then rearranging your homepage. So hopping into Expert Agent, the homepage should be one of the first pages that you check when you log into the system. You access your homepage by clicking on the Expert Agent logo in the top left-hand corner. Now, the idea of the homepage is that it works with you to decide how you're going to use your day with all of these various pods on here. Now, if you've never seen it before, you will generally have the first 5 pods by default here. So appointments, viewings, tasks, offers, and hot PVA valuation leads. PVA stands for potential vendor alerts. They are potential valuation leads sent from Expert Agent user to Expert Agent user. Now, you may be using those, in which case you will want them on your homepage. You may not be using them because you are lettings only and they are only for sales, in which case you can get rid of that pod by closing it down. If you wanted to replace it with something else though, you need to go to Tools up in the top menu, select My Profile from the drop down, and at the very bottom of that screen there's a button that says Configure Homepage. And you can see there that the first 5 would have been ticked, but I've unticked PVAs by closing it from the homepage. So I don't need offers either, so I'm going to untick offers, and I'm going to scroll down and have a think about what I do need and what I want on my home screen. So you've got in here, you've got applicant, property, landlord, viewings, offers, tenancy, maintenance, leaderboards, finance, quick links, and your statistics pods. Now, within most of those, you've got a quick find, a statistics, and a quick links. Now, there's not a huge amount of need to have the quick find box, as there is a search box up at the top of Expert Agent. However, you have got your statistics and your quick links. And quick links really come into play once we actually start looking at the dashboard later on in this video. So I'm going to select a selection of quick links and statistic pods here. So I'm going to go with my applicant quick links, my property statistics, quite useful for if I've been out of the office for a while. Going to have some tenancy statistics as well, and some maintenance quick links. Now you then choose your layout of 3 or 2 columns. You've also got the option to reset the home page here, and that resets it to the default 5. So I'm going to press the save button down at the bottom, and then the save button on this screen as well. That takes me back to my home page with the new pods sitting one on top of the other, ready for me to move around. So hovering over the blue bar of the pod where it says Maintenance Quick Links there, click and drag once you get that four-headed arrow, and that will then give you the ability to move the pod wherever you want it. You can see it's kind of grayed out now, but if I let it go, it slides into place for me. I can move pre-existing pods as well to where I want them, so I'm going to move that one over there. So just go ahead and move all of my pods over to where I want them. And then I can minimize them by using this up arrow here. Now, first thing I do when I come in the morning to Expert Agent is check my appointments for the day, then check my tasks, and my new task will be down at the bottom. You can make that pod bigger by hovering over the bottom and getting that double arrow and clicking and dragging it out if you need to. I'll then check any viewings I've got today as well. If I've been out of the office for a while, I can then check my property statistics and see the office statistics and all of my changed properties. And check some applicant quick links at the moment as well. As you can see, this pod is empty. We'll configure the quick links in the next section on this video. So that's the idea of the home page, to work with you to help you decide how you're going to use your time and what jobs you need to do throughout the day. The next thing we're going to look at is personalizing your staff profile. So accessing the staff profile, understanding it, personalizing your staff profile, and configuring your team. So once again, hopping into Expert Agent, your staff profile is accessed under the Tools option in the top menu and selecting My Profile. Now what you've got down the left-hand side is all sorts of contact details and your personal details here. So title, forename, surname. The short name for grids is your nickname within Expert Agent. You've then got phone number, mobile number, and send SMS from. Now, if you're using texting through Expert Agent, you can change the system so that when you send a text message, it appears on the applicant or the vendor or the landlord's phone as coming from somewhere else. So this is my personal mobile number, and we've put in here that I am sending text messages from EA Training. What that means is when I send a text message from Expert Agent, it appears on the applicant's phone that it is coming from EA Training, thus they don't have access to my personal mobile number. You can have anything you want in here. You can have numbers, which means that the applicants will be able to reply to your text messages, or you can have text, which means they cannot reply, but it does look a little bit professional. It is up to you. Anything you put in there, though, does have to be up to a maximum character limit of 11 characters. We've then got the username, which you can't change from here, but you can log a support ticket to change the username. But you can change your password from here by typing in your new password and then confirming it. Another reason why you shouldn't let other people use your logins, because they can change your password. You've then got your job title, which is a free type box, reply email address, so when your applicants reply to emails from you from Expert Agent, where does the email go to? The job description, which is a drop down, and your branch. If you're part of a multi-branch firm, you can add yourself to the other branches by using this drop down here and pressing the save button. Down the right hand side, you've got a couple of tick boxes and drop down fields. You've got the option whether you're a decision maker or not, and that just directs you out to targeted mail outs. Okay, it doesn't mean that you are actually a decision maker. It gives us the option to actually send you a text message or email about some targeted mail outs about marketing and things like that. Subscribe to the newsletter is a good one. It means you will get updates from us about new releases and new features, so well worth having that one subscribed. If you are a visual person, you can have the photos showing in the quick search box, which I'll show you in just a minute. If you don't want those photos showing in the quick search, you can untick those. The morning meeting email is a morning email that you receive every morning from us, and it will show you what appointments you've got, what applicants have had a status change, what properties have had a status change, and any other useful information that you need, especially if you are out of the office. So well worth having that one ticked as well. Viewing SMS reminders and valuation SMS reminders gets sent to you if you are the negotiator set on those viewings. So if you book in a valuation or a viewing for someone else, you will not get those reminders. But if somebody books in that valuation for you, you will get those reminders. They send you a text reminder 20 minutes before the appointment. However, they do eat into your tax credits, so make sure that you are asking your boss or your super user or whoever pays the bills that you are having those turned on. Now the tooltip is a box at the top of grids and forms, which I will show you in just a bit, and you can determine how that box behaves. It can either collapse at lower resolutions, always stay expanded, or always collapsed. It defaults to collapse at lower resolutions, so it may be well worth actually using the system and using grids and forms before you decide how that actually is going to behave for you. Columns in your daily diary can have anything from 1 to 24. We recommend about 5, maybe maximum 7. Any more than that, it will squish your diary up and give you the view of quite a difficult view to see. So it's always best to have around 5, and this corresponds with how many team members you have. And we're going to configure our team in just a minute. Default appointment length, you can have 5, 15 or 30, and it doesn't mean that you can't have an appointment longer than 5 minutes. It just means your appointments will go up in 5-minute increments. The appointments will go up in 15-minute increments if you choose 15, or half an hour sections if you choose 30 minutes. Diary start hour and end hour, we've got 8 a.m. here to 6 p.m. because I start work at 9 and I finish at 5:30. So a little bit before, a little bit afterwards, just to give me that leeway if I've got any earlier morning appointments or late evening appointments, and it just means that the rest of the times in the diary are not necessary and I don't see them. Image 1 and 2 is for output purposes. So image 1 can be a photo of yourself. Image 2 can be a signature. Now if you want a signature in there, you just need to scribble your signature on a big white piece of paper, scan it in, save it as a JPEG, and then upload it here, and you've got the option to change images. Press the select button and that goes off onto your local hard drive, onto your computer, so save it onto your desktop and it'll be easy to find. So well worth making sure that your staff profile is always up to date with your latest job role or your latest name change or any of the other information that you need. Thinking about your team then, so talking about columns in the daily diary and with it regards to your team, there's an option down at the bottom to configure my team. Now if I click on that, what I get is this pop-up box here. Now the pop-up box has got unselected negotiators down the left-hand side and selected negotiators in the right-hand side. Now what people are tempted to do here is put their entire office in selected negotiator. There is no need to do that, as there is an option in the diary to view your office. There's also an option to view your team and an option to just view your own appointments. Now your team are people that you work with closely on a daily basis. So for example, if you work in an office that does sales and lettings and you're in the sales team, you will only want the sales people in your in your team. Also vice versa if you only work in the lettings department. So the first person I'm going to select, I'm going to scroll down and select myself. So click on my name there and use the single arrow over to the right to move myself into selected negotiator. If I use the double arrow, that will move everyone over, but as I've said, there is no need to do that. Next, I'm going to hold down the Control key on my keyboard and select multiple negotiators to pull through. Single arrow again, and that pulls them all through. If I've added somebody by mistake, I can click on their name and use the single arrow over to the left to pull them back. The double arrow over to the left pulls everyone back into unselected. Now if I work more closely with training 5, I'm going to select their name and use the up button to move them next to me in the diary. So and this is the order that they appear in the diary. There is no save button, so just press the close button there, but make sure that you press the save button on your staff profile and you've successfully configured your staff profile and your team. Next, we're going to think about personalizing your dashboards. So accessing the dashboards, understanding the dashboards, personalizing the dashboards, personalizing your right-hand toolbar, and then looking at the sticky notes dashboard. So hopping into Expert Agent, now there are 3 key features to Expert Agent. There's a dashboard, grids and forms. They all work the same way. We'll mainly be focusing on the applicant side of things, but they do all work the same way. To access a dashboard, to access the applicant dashboard, hover over applicants and select dashboard from the drop down. You've also got a landlord dashboard, a properties dashboard, an appointments dashboard, tenancies dashboard, offers dashboard, maintenance dashboard. So hovering over applicants and selecting dashboard. In each dashboard you've got the 4 key pods here. You've got a quick find, a navigation history, quick statistics and the quick links. Now your quick find box will search you both active and inactive applicants, but it also supplements the search box up at the top here, which will search for everything. So not only applicants, but also any vendors, any viewings that applicants had, offers, any landlords if they are a landlord, any tenancies they're involved with, maintenance jobs as well. You've got your navigation history, which will show you the last 20 records that you've been working on for applicants, but this also supplements the navigation history up in the top here, which will show you the last 20 records of everything you've been working on. So an applicant, and there's also a property there as well. You've then got your applicant quick statistics. So if I click on that one, that shows me the office statistics from the 1st of the month, showing you how many live applicants, which is a link to a grid. Average last contact within days, so how many times in the number of days, when's the last time you actually on average got in touch with an applicant. The average price that your applicants are looking for, and applicants with a missing status, which is again a link. You then also got your quick links. Now your quick links are where the system goes from being a bit of a clever website to a proactive content management system. These quick links here are configured from here, the applicant quick links, and they will pull through onto the applicant's quick links pod on your homepage. If you remember from earlier in the video, that homepage quick links pod was blank. This is because the quick links pod on the dashboard is blank. So if I click on this cog icon here, that gives me a list of all available quick links for the applicant side of things. What you've got is my office, and slightly further down you'll have group quick links. Now my is if you work in an office where you are on a commission-based scheme, they are your own applicants and nobody else deals with them. Office is where you work in an office where everyone kind of jumps in together. And group is if you work in a multi-branch firm and you need to keep an eye on the applicants across the entire group. So you go ahead and choose which quick links you wish to show. Now these are links to grids. Okay, so as the name suggests, this one is a link to a grid of all of my applicants that I haven't contacted in the last 2 weeks. This one is a link to my office applicants that have never been matched before, have never had a match run on them. This is a link to the new applicants that have registered via our website. So just scrolling down and choosing which ones I wish to show. This one is a link to the applicants that are due off the mailing list today because they haven't been spoken to for 30 days, so they need to have a call. This is a list to my applicants that have got no email address and my applicants that have got no mobile number. If you created your own quick links, which I'll show you how to do from the grids in the next section, those will be sitting up here in between where it says select and quick links. So press the save button and that will go into your quick links pod here with the numbers, and those are links. So if I click on that one, that takes me through to the list of all of my 14 applicants that haven't been contacted in the last 2 weeks. Now if I open up the home page again, you can see now that my applicant quick link pod on my home page will now be full of those quick links that I configured on the dashboard. They will also now be on the applicants drop down as well. Now, thinking about quick links is a good time to think about your right-hand toolbar. Now, the right-hand toolbar is an extended menu option that appears, as the name suggests, in the right-hand corner. So up at the very top, next to the logout button, you've got a pale blue box with a white arrow in it, and when you hover over it, it will go pink. If you click on that one, that opens up the right-hand toolbar. Now, the right-hand toolbar is a selection of different quick links. That's not the same. It is configured separately to your dashboards, in which case you would pull on different quick links. So if I click the edit button up at the top, I've got not only a list of my applicant quick links, but also I've got property quick links, appointment quick links, offers quick links, landlord quick links, tenancy quick links, maintenance quick links, and finance ones as well. And then also my task new selections as well down at the bottom, so you can create quick links for your tasks. Okay. So you go ahead and again you've got my, office and group, and you go ahead and tick which ones you wish to show in your right hand toolbar. The idea of the right hand toolbar is that because it's a different selection, these are ones that you need to check throughout the day. So ones like your applicants not matched, the applicants that have been registering on the website, your properties that are due a gas check, properties not due in the last fortnight, things like that that you need to check on throughout the day, because you can open your right hand toolbar from wherever you are within Expert Agent. So you click the save button, those will go into your right hand toolbar on your right hand toolbar only. To close it again, you press that blue box which goes pink when you hover over it, and you've configured your right hand toolbar. Now there's another dashboard which works slightly differently, and it's called the Sticky Notes dashboard. Now Sticky Notes are essentially a virtual version of your Post-it notes. Now you can have Post-it notes sticking, or the Sticky Notes sticking on the files within Expert Agent, so on forms, so on an applicant record or a property record or a landlord record, for example, telling everyone else some information. Landlord's gone away for 2 weeks, vendor's not, vendor's busy at the moment, so no viewings for that particular period of time with the date range. But you've also got your own personal sticky notes, which is like putting a Post-it note on your monitor. To access your sticky notes dashboard, you click on this button here, this little note button. That opens up presumably a blank dashboard. So you click the plus icon at the top, and that will open up a sticky note. So you could type in there, for example, don't forget to call James Smith regarding offer on 5 Acacia Avenue. Okay, press the save button, and you can then move that around to where you want it. You've also got the option of changing the colour as well. So you could change the colour to pink. You've got the option to delete it from here if I press the save button. If I press this button here, that just closes it, and next time I go back into the Sticky Notes dashboard, it will still be there. So you can litter your page with sticky notes, and these are only your own personal sticky notes. Nobody else will see them. So next we're going to look at personalising your grids. So accessing the grids, understanding the grids, some grid tips for you, saved selections, and personalising your grids. So hopping into Expert Agent, to access a grid, you hover over the relevant section in the top menu and select the grid option. So we're going to go again through applicants and grid. Now you can see there at the top you've got that blue box, it's collapsed down to a blue bar. That is your tooltip. So in your staff profile where you've got tooltip behaviour, you can have that always expanded or always collapsing or collapsing at lower resolutions. So you've got 3 key features to a grid. You've got your tooltip up at the top, which will show you a snapshot of the information with regards to whichever applicant you are hovering over, or landlord you're hovering over, or property you're hovering over, or anything else. So whichever record you're hovering over, it shows you a snapshot of their information. And you can close that down using that up and down arrow up at the top. You've got the main body of the grid below showing you 10 records to a page, and also the action menu. Now the action menu is available from the right click of the mouse, also the whitelist icon over on the right hand side, and this shows you the relevant workflows associated with the applicant grid. You have an action menu on all grids apart from the offers chain grid, all grids and all forms as well. So the idea of the grid is it shows you the information that you need to see. But you can see here that actually I've got quite a lot of information. It's all muddled up. I do have a scroll bar down at the bottom, but I don't need to see email address here, and I don't want the email address interrupting the title, the forename, and the surnames all the way down here. So the first thing I'm going to do with my grid is right-click and choose columns. So I'm going to select department column and use the up button to move it up. Now moving it up on this screen will move it to the left in the grid. I'm then going to select my surname and move that up as well, and move the email address down. Any that are unticked are white, and that means that they are hiding from this particular view. I can always tick them again at a later date, so you can see I've actually got quite a lot unticked as I'm scrolling down here. Press the save button and you'll see that that's actually reconfigured my grid to show me the information that I need to see first of all without having to scroll along. Now there's a lot you can do in the grid, and one of the main things that you can do in the grid is create your own quick links. Now I'm going to show you all of the tips that you can use in a grid, and then at the end of that create a quick link. So the first thing I'm going to do is think about filtering and ordering. So I'm going to filter on the department column by clicking into where it says all, untick all, and tick just residential sales. Close out of that, and that will filter out the commercial, the lettings, the holiday lets, the French lets, whatever other department, and only show me my sales applicants. And you can see at the bottom it says down here grid is filtered. I'm then going to order on surname. So by clicking the up arrow, that will order on alphabetical order. If I click on the down arrow, that will start with the last letter of the alphabet and go backwards. You could also order on a price range as well, but I'm actually going to filter on a price range now. So I'm going to add in the top column, the top box here of price. And that will show me applicants that are looking from 300,000 upwards. I'm then going to put in here as well, in the bottom one, 350. And that will limit the search to people that are looking for properties of 300,000 to 350,000. So it's created a range for me rather than just looking at a bottom range. It's also created a top range as well. So if there is any columns with two boxes in them, that's what those two boxes means. This one is from and this one is to. So you've got the same with a date range as well. So these are my sales applicants that are looking between 300 and 350,000. And do a little bit more filtering down. We're also going to filter out anyone that doesn't live in the BA postcode. So I'm going to put BA in the postcode section. And press return, and that is now filtering out everyone else, and I'm looking at sales applicants looking between 300 and 350,000 who live in the BA postcode. I'm going to save that as a saved selection, meaning a quick link. So I'm going to right click, and I've got the option here of save selection criteria. I'm going to give it a name, so call it sales applicants looking between 300 and 350 living in BA. Okay, then in the selection notes I'm just going to expand that a little bit, so all office sales applicants looking between 300 and 350 living in the BA postcode area. And I'm going to share it with everyone in my office as well. Press the Save button, and that's created that saved selection for me. So hopping away from the grid for just a minute, it will automatically be on my applicant dashboard in the Quick Links pod. And there it is. Meaning it will also be on the applicant's quick links section pod of my homepage. But if I wanted it in my right hand toolbar, I need to open up my right hand toolbar, click the edit button, and select it from the top there. Now within the grids here, hopping back to the grid, within these boxes you can also search in them as well. So let's say you wanted to search for the applicant, Mr. Levitt. If you type Levitt in there, that will bring that up. You can also search for, a section of the surname, for example. There's another tool that you can use, which is the wildcard feature. Now, that particular applicant here, Verity, she has a double-barreled surname. We can't remember the first bit. We can remember the last bit, which is Tuck. So if I type Tuck in the surname field, it's not going to bring anything up because it's looking at the beginning of the surname field for those 4 letters in that order. If I bracket Tuck with the percentage symbols, which is what we call the wildcard feature, and press the return button, that will bring up that applicant because it's looking for TUCK anywhere within the surname field. So just to show you a little bit more, you can do that with a T, which means it will bring up anybody with a T in their surname. Now once you finish, you need to make sure that you clear your filters so that this doesn't say grid is filtered anymore, so that the next time you come back into your grid, you are seeing all of the information. So on the action menu at the top, there's an option to clear filters. And it says now down at the bottom, active applicants only. So grids are a really useful way of searching, finding, sorting and reporting on multiple records, so it's well worth considering configuring all of your grids. The last section we need to think about on this video is getting technical support. So first of all, showing you the Learning Centre, logging tickets and then receiving replies. So hopping into Expert Agent, you can access the Learning Centre, which is our manual, by going on the New tab page and clicking on the Learning Centre there, or by hovering over Help in the top menu and selecting Learning Centre from the drop-down. We spent a very long time getting our manual up and running for you. It is constantly being updated, so please do make use of it. Down the left-hand side, you've got the EA manual, and if you scroll down to Personalising your Expert Agent, that is what we've just gone through. You've also got a search box up at the top, where you can type in there and press the return key, and it will bring up any of the relevant information. So the Learning Centre is well worth remembering where it is, because not only has it got all of our manual information on it as well, but it's also got links to our YouTube channel. If you ever need further support though, you can log a support ticket and get in touch with our support team. Now if you hover over Tools in the top menu, you've got an option to get support. If you click on that option, the following screen appears here. So you've got any previous tickets that you will have logged in the screen, the bottom of the screen. You've also got an option to log a new support ticket highlighted in pink there with that big pink arrow. So if you click on that one, it gives you the option to select the area that Expert Agent that your support request is regarding. But before that, up at the top, it does tell you that the support desk is open from 9 AM to 5 PM Monday to Friday. We do offer technical support on Saturdays and bank holidays between 9 and 12, but it is designed for non-urgent issues. It also shows you the SLAs there as well. So urgent tickets we aim to reply within 1 hour, high tickets within 2 hours, medium within 4 hours, and low within 12. Okay. So you select the area that the support request is regarding and press the next button. Let's say, for example, you selected properties, and what you've got there is the frequently asked questions. Now those will change, so please do look at those frequently asked questions. You don't have to use them. If you want to use them, it will open up in a different tab, so it doesn't stop you from logging a support ticket if you still feel the need. You then select a priority. Now, please be as honest as possible at this point. If everyone's logging urgent support tickets, we can't guarantee that we are going to meet the SLAs and get back to you in the promised time. So please be as honest as possible at this point. Once you've selected a priority, please enter the details of your problems. Now, please be specific here. Tell us the applicant and or the property that you're working on, which letter you're using, which report you're printing, etc. And you can see there that I've put the price isn't pulling through onto the brochure and what property the person's working from and what template they're using. Press the next button and you have got the option of assigning any relevant records to this as well. So if you have been working on a property and it will be sitting here, you can attach it to to the ticket so that our support team can access that record easily. You've also got the option of attaching a file to your support request if you feel the need as well. So, for example, a screenshot of an error message you may be getting. Upload that here and press the Finish button. It thanks you for logging the support ticket and says that they'll respond within 2 ways. If the issue is straightforward and they can fix it immediately, they'll post a reply in the ticket. You'll get an email from us and the message icon, which I'll show you in just a second, will appear in the top right hand of Expert Agent's homepage. If the issue is a little bit more complex and needs a little bit more of a talk through, they will actually phone you as well. And if they do phone you, they will always follow it up with a reply in the support ticket as well. So once you have got a reply to your message icon, which is highlighted in that pink circle there, will expand out. It will go pink and it will have a sunburst, that starburst there, of blue in the front speech bubble. You'll have You will have a reply to your support ticket. It will tell you the number and who that message is from. So if you click onto that message, you can see that you've got in your message highlighted in pink there a linked record. So if you click on the linked record, it will open up your ticket response. So the response will be over on the right hand side of the screen and you have got the option at this point to close the ticket. So it does say that they've fixed it for you. They fixed it, but they wanted to discuss it in case it happens again with you so that you know how to follow that up. However, if you want to just close it because you're happy with that, you can. If it is closed already, you can reopen the ticket if you still feel the need, but please try not to just reopen the ticket to say thank you. We do always appreciate a good thank you, but you will also get sent in the email a customer survey as well. So please endeavour to fill that in and try not to just open the ticket to say thank you. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I really do hope you found it beneficial. The next video in this session is evaluations and appraisals.